Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Let's Get You Painted. As always, I am Alec, and this is Jason. Jason, how are you doing?
I'm well, thanks, Alec. How are you?
I am doing well. What are you painting today?
Currently, I am working on Twilight Kin, which is a dark elf faction of Armada. So you're playing with bunches
Hmm.
of little ships, and my specialty is harder to hit me if I'm far away. So that's to protect me until I can get into close and close and do hand to
Yeah,
hand combat. So right
very
now
good.
I have some of my ships mostly done.
Very nice.
And I'm working on. I need to start a paint journal so I can remember what colors I've used.
I mean, just be like me and just do it from the hip every single time.
Right?
Let's see. Tonight I am painting a little bit more on Cynthia Roscoe, which is a gravedigger from War Machine. She is Alistair Kane's daughter, and yeah, that's what I am. That's what I'm gonna be painting. And we are
Nice.
here just to chat and have fun and talk about different painting techniques and just you know getting everyone through their backlog. Let's get you painted. That's what Jason's
Let's
doing. That's
get
what I'm
you
doing.
painted.
It's the best way. Painted armies are great armies. And if we can help everyone to, get out there and get painted, that's what we want. So let's see. So Jason, what have you been up to, both gaming and painting wise?
So currently in my region, there's a Florida Blood Bowl state championship where about 28 people signed up, and I play one match a month.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm running a Nurgle team for that, which I painted with slap chop. I have a new Blood Bowl league coming up where I'll be running Lizardmen team. So Blood Bowl is kind of like Lord of the Rings finds the book of Nuffle, NFL,
Yeah.
NF, right? So you'll have like halflings and orcs and goblins and dwarves and elves and humans all playing football. So it's actual fantasy football, if you will. So my wife ordered a bunch of models from Grebo, and I will be priming those soon. I normally love to do slap chop because I love how it kind of not cheats, but makes my painting look better with less skill on my part, if you
Mm-hmm.
understand.
No, I do.
Yeah. Um, so like these guys that I'm painting right now are slap chopped, right? So I prime them black. Um, then I dry brush gray, and then I will dry brush highlights on white, as you can see on this young man right here, who
Mm-hmm.
is a Moonstone figurine,
Okay.
which is another game. Uh, so then when I put my speed paints over the top of it, I automatically have the depth, the base, and the highlights already showing through the model, which you can see on the wood here. Here we go. Right? So a lot of
Mm-hmm.
detail pops up right away without me having to do a lot of work to get it to show.
Okay.
So I'll be painting a Blood Bowl team here on the channel. I'll be painting some Kill Team, which is a Games Workshop game, which is a squad-based elite soldier squad on squad combat. So you're trying to do Mission Impossible type missions with a small team of elite soldiers of your chosen faction against somebody else's elite team trying to stop you, obviously.
Yeah. So what would you say is one of your favorite word games right now? If you had to pick one, putting you on the spot.
Ooh,
Or
war
it could be
game.
even maybe one you're not even playing. Like and it's okay if it's, a dead, but it still holds, a special place in your heart.
Oh, well, I'm not playing it currently, but I really love to play like Mordheim and Necromunda. Um, some old time Games Workshop small squad based games. I'm finding I don't like painting hundreds of troops
Okay.
anymore. So if I can just find a game where I only need 12 or less models to paint a squad, and that's all I need to play, that's fantastic. So I play stuff like Mordheim, Necromunda, Frostgrave. This Armada doesn't require lots of ships. Moonstone is less than 12 models. It's a pretty cute, awesome game. Um, Kill Team, obviously.
Hmm.
And then I guess the largest base game that I like playing is War Machine. Um, been playing War Machine for years and years, and I'm trying to get back into that.
I hear it's a
I
pretty
just
good
recently,
game.
yeah, some people have said that. So I just recently retired from active duty, and so my last deployment station, I was in Norfolk, where I met you,
Hmm.
and I deployed a lot, so it really hindered my ability to meet every weekend and game, as I was probably in a different state every other weekend.
Yep, that definitely did happen.
And people that you try to play leagues with don't kind of like it when you can't show up constantly.
I mean,
So,
gosh, your work getting in the way of your gaming life? You should have told your chain of command what was up.
right? You know, sign your soul away, you pay the cost.
No, I know. I can just imagine though some little E2. Um, can I go before the captain? I need to tell him that, this schedule doesn't work because I'm not getting to my gaming leagues. I would just,
Yep.
yeah. I'm sure there's something like that has been happened. I mean, I can think of one where I knew a guy where his girlfriend wanted him to go, but before the first sergeant, and be like, "Hey, can you tell him that you can't do these early morning PTs and these late nights aren't working for me?" Because I was sitting, we were all at a restaurant. That's what she told him, and I was like, "You should do that." And he's like, "I am not doing that." I was like, "No, no, you should do that." And she's like, "See, Alex says you should do that." And he's like, "Yeah, that's because Alec is a bad person and he's
Yep.
encouraging mean things." He did
You
not end
can't
up doing that, by the
encourage
way.
the ignorant when they don't know what they're talking about, and it's just
Oh,
going to get you in mega amounts of trouble.
wasn't gonna get me in mega trouble. It was,
And that's why it's amusing for you. But the
yeah.
husband was like, "You are not helping me."
Well, no, so it was the boyfriend because he was the boy. Like, he was my friend, and that was his girlfriend that was asking. And I was like, and I may or may not have, you know, thought she was gonna last or not. We're not gonna go into that. Um,
Obviously, I
but
couldn't
yeah,
tell what your opinion is.
but yeah, he didn't end up doing that, and sadly, they did not end up working out. Not because of me. I just want to say that, not because of me. Um, but all right,
Of
painting.
course.
Let's see. Um, oh, I have good news for you.
Uh
The
huh.
replacement printers are on the way from Bamboo.
Oh, how many?
4.
Okay,
Don't judge me. I tried to
that's
talk the
good.
wife. I tried to talk the wife into 8, but she said no for right now.
Yeah.
So I'm
Well, I
gonna.
was just afraid they'd only replace like one of them or something
No, no,
terrible like that.
they're gonna salvage the older broken ones. And I was like, good luck. I've spent 6 months, replacing boards, replacing motors. Like, if I could have gotten them working, perfect. I would have just taken the I would have kept them and taken the 25% less the value and just done it that way. But they are giving me so much. Like, I got one to print like twice, and then it just gives me errors. And I was like, the fact that I had all four of these things printing, um, not
Mm-hmm.
not what, an hour before the movers showed up. Like that's when the final thing.
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, there's. I mean, 3D printers aren't meant to be moved around like that. Let's be honest. They're meant to be,
Drop
you
pick.
know, yeah, like stationary. But
Hmm.
that's all right. Oh, who's back from school? Ice King, and I'm trying to get him to come on the channel
Oh,
and come
that'd be
and
awesome.
do a couple interviews and chat because he hasn't been in town since you know like the major launch, and I was like, come on, you got to come on. Everybody else has been on. Jason and I got to rib you a little bit. Make poke you, have some fun with it.
Right?
And he said he will come on. He just needs to figure out when. And I get that.
That makes sense.
Yep. Let's see. Later this week, we have another War Machine creator coming on Friday night at 9 p.m. Though I think that, well, yeah, this episode is going to go out on Thursday. So yeah, this if you watch this episode and then you want, you can watch on Twitch later as we record another live episode, which will then go out the following week. You know, I'm trying to get a
Nice.
couple of things all set up and recorded so that if anything happens real world life wise, that I am good to go and I don't have to worry about delays in the channel because I've been trying to make sure we hit one every week. And let's see, we're on episode 14, or this, I think this is episode 15. Episode 14 went out last week, so this is gonna be episode 15. And then I'm also gonna have a couple of little
All right.
clips and shorts from the Lock and Load um, live stream where they showed off some new stuff like new Menoth and stuff like that. And I'm super excited. So I'm gonna try to have those up as well this week. And I'm just trying to put out episodes. Like 15 weeks straight is pretty good. That's pretty darn
That
good.
is pretty awesome.
And
You're
funny enough,
doing
I'm
great.
getting through my backlog.
Amazing how that works.
I know, right? It's crazy.
Set time to record and paint at the same time. Some painting gets done.
It's true.
I
I
like it.
haven't been doing as
That's how
much
it
live
works.
streaming. I've been doing a lot more of the actual recording, but that, sorry, I'm getting messages. Um, you know how it is. Like as soon as you go to record, then instantly you're gonna get messages from everybody. Ah, and it's important that you don't ignore the wife because then you will be in trouble.
What?
Uh,
There's
uh,
wives?
what? I know, right? Ignore your wife, ignore your kids. All that matters is gaming, right? No.
Peanut butter jelly time. Give me peanut
Uh,
butter and jelly. It'd all be
dude,
good.
I need to send you that paint by feelings thing, or it's the color wheel, but it has feelings in it. Because I wanna one of these times I wanna be painting by feelings, so we can just have it opened up. I'll put a picture in the video so you guys can see what I'm talking about. I went to a marriage retreat with my wife a little bit ago, and they gave us a chart somewhere, and it had the feeling wheel, and it was all color coordinated. And I thought it'd be funny, instead of painting by colors, we paint by feeling. So it's like I feel intimidated, or oh man, I gotta find it now, just because it's humorous. Like it was very funny to me. Hold on, I think I have it here. All right,
I think I'm just gonna
and
paint everything black.
yeah, it's like uh, I feel comparing, or not comparing, caring and compassionate, and those are oranges, yellows. Or I could say I feel anguished, which is a light blue, or agonized, which is a dark blue. So it's here. I'll show it on the screen.
Nice.
So yeah, so one of these times I want to do the feeling wheel, and we'll paint by feelings.
I might have to get some special models for that.
I know, I know. You're gonna 3D print one
Yeah,
with
I can
the bird, just so you can paint it that way. This is
some
my feeling.
something chibi.
But yeah,
I
that's one
can
of the ones
drop kick
I wanna
straight
do in
to
the
the
future.
recycle bin.
Oh. Well, no, like I'll send it to you in advance, but it's just be like when you're saying your color instead of your color, you're like this is, and you say the feeling word, and it'll be humorous. So you don't paint your
Got it.
actual feelings. Otherwise, like you say, yeah, it's
Uh,
all black. You know what the thing is? Not a single one of those is stoic. And I was like, well, where's the fun in that? So, whatever. Uh, but I know Dan and I missed you on this last episode. I know you're starting, or not starting, but now you're in new classes for your next college stuff, and
yeah.
we missed you. But I'm glad we
I'm
could catch
sorry.
up on this one. No, dude, don't never apologize. You're bettering yourself. And this just means that we'll make sure that until we can figure out a time for both of you guys, it'll be like a Dan episode and a Jason episode, and a Dan episode and a Jason
Yeah.
episode, and then sometimes an interview episode. So just more content for the
Yeah.
channel. It seems like people are enjoying it. I think we're up to like 53 or 54 subscribers. You
All
know,
right.
I think we're averaging like 40 something views a video, sometimes as little as like 26, which is fine. But that means we're getting decent people turning out.
There you go.
You know, that means it's like, your wife, my wife, Dan's wife, and then the three of us. That's 6 views right there. So we know we have a dedicated 6 views.
Right.
Because I always make sure that as soon as a new episode's gonna come out, I take my wife's phone when she's like having breakfast or whatever, and I just queue up the video and I mute it, and I'm like, free video or free view, just got to do it. It was one of those
Right.
things like I got annoyed and I found out why. We kept getting this thing where we'd get like 10 to 15 views that would show up for every single video, and then they would drop off at the end of the month. So I talked to one of the people I know who's a bigger YouTube creator, and he goes, "Oh yeah, that's just bots that go through your account to watch for copyright claims." And then so those will show up and then they get deleted once YouTube's like, "Oh no, that's a bot view, not a real view." And I was like, "They're the ones who are doing the view. It's not my fault if they're a bot view or real view. It's still a view." And
Right.
because the thing is, those views are watching the entire episode too.
Nice. Well, I mean, you never know when we sneak in that copyright stuff at the end.
Oh yeah, all that copyrighted music that we're just gonna be putting up and everything. Yeah, no. Oh man, I forgot I needed a sponge for this next part, and I don't have a small sponge. Gonna have to wait on that then. So it looks like
Have
I'm
you
gonna.
heard of sponge chopping? Is that what
I
you're talking
have.
about right now?
Yes, actually, Ice King got me into that, and I was gonna sponge chop the camo for my gravediggers.
Yeah. Wife just watched a video on sponge chopping and asked if I've ever done it. And I'm like, I've sponge painted, but I didn't consider it sponge chopping.
Yeah,
And
I
then
like.
apparently you can color chop,
Yep.
which is like when I paint my Nurgle kill team, I'm going to spray paint black and then sponge the green color instead of gray or white.
hmm I feel like everything is called chop nowadays, but like you and I talked about, yeah, even with when we had that episode with Dan, that it's one of those things like, this is just what you did. This was just like the preparatory step
It's how you
before you went
paint.
on to like another one. Yeah. I mean, not like the definitely the using a what do you call it? A
Sponge?
sponge instead of a brush. That was definitely a new thing. I don't remember ever doing that before. I'm sure I probably should have thought about it, but I always just used a brush. Though I have used a plastic bag before to get a marbling look,
Mm.
because that gives you a good marbling look. Um, but no, I've never used a sponge. But according to Ice King, it's pretty easy and it'll make the camo look pretty good. So that's one of the things I'm going to be doing.
Are we allowed to mention other YouTubers that paint
Absolutely,
by
dude.
name?
Yeah. I mean, as
Okay.
long as you're
I
not
don't have the
trashing them.
link reference. Oh, no,
Don't.
no, no. I love like Squidmar
Hmm.
and Ninjon.
Yeah.
Apparently, Ninjon just prepped slap chopping some walls for like when you're doing a Space Hulk invasion or a dungeon, right?
Hmm.
He put a dry brush into an electric drill and used
Okay.
that to slap chop his walls. And it was like, I thought that was amazing.
It is. I'd like to see the result. I have to go. I'm gonna have to go watch the video to see what the results of it are. Like if it actually worked out or
Yeah.
like how well
Because
it
apparently
worked.
he watched the video and thought it was a spoof, so he tried it out and like, this is amazing.
I mean, there's so many times where like someone's like, you can't do this or do this, and it's like, then you do it and you're like, oh shoot, that actually did work really well. Awesome. Well,
Well, I mean, I couldn't do it to this little guy with his thin
hmm,
banner and what do you call that? Lance, a
yeah,
jousting lance, because it would
Lance.
just break the crap out of it. But if it
Yeah.
was like a wall or maybe these sails, and I didn't do it close to the tips, um, you just don't want to break the model, right?
No, yeah,
But
definitely. Actually, one of the things I want to try later on, someone told me that you to clean and reshape your brushes, boil them and then reshape them, and I was like, I feel like that's gonna jack them up. Because I was always told, like, for
mm,
example, when you have water, use cold water, don't use hot, because it damages the glue in the brush.
yep, yep.
But someone just showed me a video. They're like, boil your brushes. I was like, I'm gonna take a brush that I don't really care about, and I will try it with that. But if that brings back, new brushes, that would be kind of awesome.
I saw a thing where you stick them upside down in this little vortex creating thing,
Oh, to clean them?
kind of like the little blenders you use for personal one drinks.
Yeah.
Um, but it just creates a vortex, and I'm like, I'm not sure that's not gonna mess up my brushes either.
Yeah. There's definitely times I see stuff posted and I'm like, is this like gimmicky? Is this gonna work? So I've actually moved over to a BattleTech piece to paint as I'm waiting for Cynthia, also because I don't have a sponge nearby. And my son likes playing BattleTech, so having a fully painted BattleTech force will be nice.
Nice.
And it's not like super, like I'm not super stressed about it. I can just put some paints on, make it look fun, and I'll come back and do some detail work later. But, when he shows up to a BattleTech game and his entire force is painted,
There you
you
go.
know, it's a better thing. They'll either assume that it's his dad's old force, which some of it is, or they will assume that he painted all of it and he is going to crush them. And either thing would be humorous because, you never know. So, yeah. So
BattleTech
with
is
these,
a really great game. A lot of people still really love the old paper and shoot one gun at a time, and it just you can only
takes a
really run three mechs because it takes forever.
Oh yeah, dude, I remember. I remember. Oh man, that's because it's like, okay, well, what's your heat level? Are you moving? Is your target moving? Is there cover near either of you? Like, how much cover? Is it closer to your opponent? Is there more than one type of cover? And you're just like, don't get me wrong, like that should all play into it, absolutely. But sometimes when I just want to go have a fun game, I don't want to have to do all of that.
I'm just drawing a blank because we're recording, but the new version of BattleTech that just came out that really speed things up,
Alpha Strike.
um, Alpha Strike. I'm really liking that a lot. and I should start painting those guys, but there's just so much.
Yep. Actually, you know what I really liked? I don't know if you remember when Hero Clicks did it and everything was clicked onto the base.
Yeah,
And I knew like people didn't like it because it was like oversimplified, but I was like, man, when I want to have a giant, big, stompy robot fight, this fills that you know,
that was the way to go.
yeah. Because don't get me wrong, yeah, like piloting one or two mechs is fine, but when you can do eight of them or more, it can just be more fun.
Yeah.
Let's see.
And
What
that's what
else
I
is?
like about Alpha Strike, because you can definitely run multiple. Well, it depends on which faction you're running, right? If you call it a squad or whatever,
Hmm.
a lance.
Lance, a star.
Uh, that's the word I was looking for. A star or a lance, right?
Yep.
But running 8 to 12 and it not taking all day is pretty awesome.
Yeah, it is. Well, because I mean, think about when we were all younger and no wives, no kids, you could just go to the game store and blow the whole day. But now,
All day.
now you can't. Like that's just not reality of the situation.
Nobody's got time for that.
No, nobody got time for that.
Mm.
I'm just doing different shades of green and yellowish green on this guy. And then I'll go through and I might actually end up sponge chopping him as well for the camo to try to,
Uh-huh.
change it up.
Nice.
And I'm not really thinning out. I have my wet palette here to keep the paint a little bit wet, but I'm not even really thinning it out too much. I'll probably do a wash on top after I do this, and then I will um, sponge chop on some, or I will hand paint some tiger stripe, and then hit it with some highlights, possibly another wash, and then yeah, be done. Be good.
I just watched a video of a guy, um, drawing a blank on his name. Pretty sure it's German. I'll have to look it up and get back to you.
Okay.
But anyway, he was like double slap chop. And I'm like, why would you do that? But he was painting Eldar. He's painting a
Hmm.
squad of 10, just your basic Dire Avengers. Um, and he slap chopped it. He painted it pretty fully without going into highlights and details, right? Just the base
Hmm.
blue, yellows, golds, blacks, whatever. And then he just slap chopped it again, like not as in depth, but added another white layer to add texture to it. And he
Okay.
ended up slap chopping these guys 6 times.
That's a lot.
And it really, because it was an experiment to see is there a need to do that, right?
Yeah.
And he's like, no, there's not. It's like you can see where it gets a little more in depth in the deep cracks over and over, right? Slightly better, but basically all you really need to do is slap chop it the first time, paint your stuff on, and then hit it with an ink wash if you need to darken it, and then
Yeah.
add your highlights, right? Uh, but he ended up slap chopping this full squad of 10 miniatures 6 times in a row just to see what would happen.
I feel like that would just add so much extra time on, like that wouldn't
Yep.
be needed.
Yep.
But I mean, definitely that you could do slap chop. Like when I sponge chop, I'm gonna sponge chop in multiple colors. So I'm gonna go the entire squad and do like all the brown and sponge chop all the different little armor pieces in the brown. Then I'm gonna come over and do like a light green and hit all of the pieces, and then a dark green hit all the pieces, and then a black and do all the pieces, and then it's just done.
That's how the wife paints faster than I do. Did you know that?
Oh, she assembly lines it?
Yeah. She's like, this is my team. I got her into playing Blood Bowl. She paints a lot, so she paints better than I do, and she can paint 5 times as fast as I do. And I just sat down and watched her the other day to try to figure out how. Because normally, when you think I'm painting so much better than somebody, I'm taking a lot longer to do it, right?
Mm-hmm.
But so not only is she painting twice as good as I am, but she's painting 3 to 4 times as many models in half the time I'm painting my models, right? So
That's
it's
really good.
just outpainting me on every level. And I can't figure out what she's doing, but she takes her whole new Blood Bowl team and maybe sneak a recording of it. She doesn't want to be on camera, that's all.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Which
when.
you
So
know,
I should I fire you as a co-host and just bring her on?
100%, as long as you don't show any cameras of her. You know,
Well,
you just
no.
watch what she's painting. I think I
Okay,
can talk her into it.
I got it. All right, so we have you on camera, and then we just have the painting cam directly at what she's painted.
At her, right?
There you go. Yeah. So then you're just like, yeah, you both have like a little one blue glove on, and people are gonna be like, wait a second, that doesn't match up. What's going on here? Shh. Just let it happen.
Yeah. Yep.
No,
You
I
can
love
clearly
mix.
see my tray and what I'm painting, but the other camera is just like
The opposite.
different
Yeah.
arms, uh, different paintbrush in hand.
Oh, different model. Yeah, that would be pretty funny.
Secret guest star.
I mean, we can even do a voice modulator if she doesn't want her voice out there.
I think it's her face.
Ah.
She just doesn't want to be seen,
Oh.
right?
Oh
I
man.
like all our
Well,
viewers are like, I wish I didn't have to look at him.
I know, right? They don't want to look at my face. Like my mug. Oof. No, no, no. All right. Well, I think we're gonna do a little bit of a shorter episode today, so we're at about 32 minutes in. I know it went so quick, right? We got pieces
That's
painted.
awesome.
This is what I'm trying to demonstrate to people that, you can do sit down for 30 minutes, paint, have fun with your friends, chat, and get some good stuff in. So, thank you so much for everyone for coming out to Let's Get You Painted, and I hope you guys all work really well. If you guys have any questions, contact us through YouTube or Facebook or Discord. As always, I am Alec, and
I'm Jason.
bye.